What is up, peoples? Thank you for tuning in to another review here at Pontus' Palace. And this time, we're going to be taking a look at NECA's most recently acquired line, which is their Munsters line from the most recent Rob Zombie flick that dropped on Netflix, I believe. And this is the ultimate Herman Munster, portrayed by Jeff Daniels Phillips, which is pretty dang dope to have NECA actually tap onto this line, because NECA normally tends to do a really great job on like horror-based figures. So yeah, love or hate the movie, at the end of the day, the Munsters franchise, that line in general, it's a big dynasty. So there's a lot of folks that are excited to actually have the opportunity to acquire this. Now, I got this at Target's most recent haul-a-thon for 2023 at my local Target. So I was lucky enough to nab one for the retail price of 35 bucks. So if you're interested in looking or hunting one down, I mean, go check your nearby Targets.
That's it, people. Let's move. Let's go.
No word, at least I haven't run into a word of whether we'll see a wider release on the Munsters line. And as you can see, this is in your typical Ultimates box with promotional images of the figure here in the back. The other figures that are apparently going to be on the line, which is the Count and Lily Munster. And then you have the actor Jeff Daniel Phillips portraying Herman Munster here at the front and on the sides. At the bottom, you have just a bunch of legalese with the barcode. And then you can flap this open, and then you have another promotional image of the figure here and an actual snapshot of the figure we're going to be taking a look at. So let's pop this bad boy open, look at its accessories, and then we'll take a look at Herman himself. Alrighty, so Herman comes with a total of 6 hands in terms of accessories, so 3 for each, and he has a set of fists. And as you can see, the thumbnail right there is painted on with just a simple black. The hands are dominated by that aqua blue color, so you'll see the figure itself. He's more aqua blue than he is green. We'll talk about that when we look at Herman himself. He comes with a pair of just relaxed hands. And this one here, of course, has all the fingernails painted. There's no shading on these. It's just molded in that aqua blue color. But there is sculpting detail. So cool. That's pretty damn dope. I mean, NECA usually gives us some really great sculpt work across their figures. And then he has 2 more relaxed palm hands, open palm hands. Same thing with the fingernails painted on there with black. But you can see the sculpting of the palm there, the details. Yeah, pretty damn dope. And he also comes with his record album. So if you watch the movie, you'll see that he's part of a band. So that's pretty dang dope that they gave us his record album. Has that like old school rocker vibe to it, of course, with the font and the colors there. You see Herman Munster, Yowza Baby, Electro Shock Daddy-O. Obviously a direct reference from his upbringing as a Frankenstein. And then some more details back there. So yeah, pretty dope for something so small like this, produced by Herman Munster. And legible. I'm glad that they gave us a little something that represents his younger self. And of course, the movie is based off of the foundations of his relationship with Lily. And this is pretty dope. So they gave us a book, an Edgar Allan Poe book. And for those that don't know, of course, most of these kind of, I guess, genres, when it comes down to, like, in this case, the Munsters and Addams Family, have a widely influenced by Edgar Allan Poe's work. So write down in the comment section below if he actually read this book here in particular, because I can't recall. But yeah, you have The Horror of Poe. And then, I mean, you can't make it out on the camera, but there's definitely writing there. And then these two here are made of, if you can hear them, they're made of just like solid plastic, but they're very lightweight. I wouldn't be afraid of them breaking if they were to drop. So aside from that, that's it from the extras. Now we're gonna move into the head. So this is the head sculpt that he comes with right out the box. This is what he's wearing. And yep, NECA, typical NECA, usually gives us that shading. So pretty damn dope shading. But as you can see, he's dominated in that aqua blue color. So, but at the end of the day, NECA does a really great job with their sculpt work. Let me see if I can shed some light on here. So, a little too much light. But yeah, as you can see, there's definitely shading detail. And apologies if you can't make out the little fine details because of my white background. But You got the ears there, the forehead, the mouth, the teeth, the eyes. Now I noticed something. Let me show you the other head sculpt here. So this one has, of course, a different expression. So this one here, he's like sticking his tongue out, with looking off to his side. Maybe as he saw something that grossed him out, or he's just a little like, ugh. Yeah. Same kind of details with the forehead lines there, the shading, the different tones of blue and I believe just shade like purple. I'm not sure. I've been known to be colorblind, so don't clown on me. The sculpt work of his hair and the glossiness of the paint. But one thing I did notice is the eyes on this one here. They gave it that glossy finish, whereas this one does not, unfortunately, have the glossy finish. Hopefully you guys can make it out. But yeah, I wish they would have done that to this head, to the one that comes with that he comes without the box. This one's eyes are more of that, has that glossy finish to it. I don't know if you can make it out, where this one doesn't. Alrighty, well, let's pop this head onto the figure and take a look at Herman Munster himself. And bing, bang, boom, here he is, Mr. Herman Munster in his pride and glory. And yeah, I gotta say, NECA normally delivers in both the sculpt and paint departments. So if you are, for whatever reason, just hesitant in regards to those two departments, then needless to say, you don't have to worry about that.
Excellent.
And taking a closer look at the figure himself. So as you can see, in terms of his skin tones, just like shown in the accessories department, he's just dominated in that, let me put some light here. He's just dominated in that aqua blue color. But when it comes down to just the paint work across the figure itself, I mean, yeah, NECA always does this without any doubts at all whatsoever. As you can see, like the browns of his pants definitely has multiple different tones of browns. The sculpting of the wrinkles, like you can tell these are freaking skinny pants, whether they're, I doubt they're jeans, but regardless, you can see the stretching marks of the wrinkles of the pants, the different tones, the washes of the different tones of browns in between the crevices of the wrinkles. You can definitely make them out right over here on the edges of his buttocks. The darker colored brown boots with his big stompers. I mean, yeah, that NECA really does a great job when it comes down to the paint and sculpt department. To the fur, this is supposed to replicate fur. It would have been pretty cool if NECA probably gave us some cloth goods, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure how I'd feel about it. Let me pan this upwards a little bit so we can take a closer look at this upper torso. Yeah, so you can see the sculpting work of the actual fur with the different tones of the color itself. You got the lighter fur here, where the darker fur there, and then the lighter fur comes into play again here on the sides. Now, one thing I will mention, you want to be careful. Unfortunately, when I was fiddling with the figure out of the camera, here, this part right here, this top piece where it meets the belt, it's very thin, so it's sliced off. And I'm glad I was able to show you all that so you guys can be careful. The way I did that is I moved this upwards a little too much, and it did that, and it sliced itself. Now I may be able to like super glue that together, but something really good to note. Check out his belt, so you can see the leather-like texture to the belt with the painted metallic bronze to the buckle. You got the lighter tones of the fur here, and it's not just lighter tones, it's actually painted in that glossy, it's finished in that, it has that glossy finish to it as well. They made sure that they separated the white stitchings here on his chests, which is pretty dang dope. The wrinkles of his shirt, all this is it's made of just that soft rubbery plastic, even the sleeves here. And then speaking of sleeves, you can see right inside there is another set of sleeves that it's like a lighter blue, like a baby blue, right underneath this dark grayish blue. the back here, you got the fur going on again with the white stitching, the hint of his belt, and then the pants and his stompers. Let's check the treads. Nothing in the treads other than the peg holes and the little writing for the legalese. But yeah, one thing I will say also is I don't know how I feel about the aqua blue, and apologies because the aqua blue tends to almost camouflage with my white background, but if you watch the movie, he's usually in this green color, so his skin tone is more green than it is aqua. But I believe this time they went with the promotional images of the movie itself. If you were to look at the promotional images, he actually is this tone. And then I guess in certain scenes of the movie, depending on the lighting, if there's like a bright light on him, like a bright neon light on him, then yes, he would probably show up as this color. However, I normally see him as the actual like slime green color tone to it, and then he has the shading of this aqua blue. But that's probably, I wouldn't say a nitpick, but just something to note. Something else I was thinking that was gonna happen with this figure is, being that he's this aqua blue, let me turn on the light here real quick. I thought he was gonna reflect a little bit better with black light. I figured some of y'all would have loved to see this in effect, and unfortunately there's really no black light effect on him, which is kind of a bummer. Imagine him being glow in the dark. Actually, that would have been pretty cool. But yeah, that's Herman Munster himself in regards to his aesthetics. Now, going into his articulation, of course, don't expect much too crazy articulated Herman Munster from NECA. Especially, and which I don't mind, just because, you know, he's a Frankenstein, so his head is able to go up that much, go down that much. I don't know, I don't feel like an upper torso, so I don't think there's any articulation under here. This is, again, made of that soft plastic, so if there was articulation, we would have, I would have probably been able to move this, so don't quote me, but I can't find any kind of joint there. But he does have a waist joint. I'm gonna let go of that because I don't want to rip that. So he does have a waist joint that allows him to go back that far and move forward that much. In terms of his arms, they're able to go up that amount. He only has single jointed elbows, but they're not too shabby, as they're able to do a little bit past a 90-degree bend. And then, of course, it's a rotating joint for his wrist with a hinge that allows you to move it up and down. His legs, now again, be very careful with this part. His leg, well, actually that probably worked in my favor, is able to kick up that amount, which is pretty dang dope. Actually, that's probably one thing I would have loved to see a Frankenstein do, is kick that crap out of whoever's in front of him. And then was able to bend back that amount. Single jointed knees, so they're able to do a little less than a 90-degree angle. And then similar peg and hinge design for his ankle, that you're able to go up that amount. Actually, not much. Hold on. And then back that amount. And then you got the pivot that sways at an angle. So yeah, again, the articulation department isn't the best, but if I were to pose this bad boy up on my shelves, I wouldn't have him in like dynamic postures, of course. He is a Frankenstein. They're not able to move that well. They're more stiffer than versatile. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and do some comparisons, some size comparisons with some other figures. Cool, so let's size him up real quick just to see how tall he is. And he looks to the top of his head to be about 8.5 inches, which is what, 21 centimeters? Give or take, 21 centimeters. So just to compare him to some other NECA figures, here is NECA's most recent Dracula drop. So this is not the black and white version, but it doesn't matter because they're both the same height. Just a regular Dracula drop. And then this is NECA's Frankenstein, which of course Herman is based off of. And I did not expect this because I have him in the box, so I don't have him outside or posed or whatnot. But I didn't anticipate Herman Munster being a lot bigger than the NECA's regular Frankenstein from the Universal Series Monsters. So that's actually pretty damn dope. So that gives you an idea on how big this guy is. Here are some more NECA comparisons. So we have him next to the Shaman Predator here to the left from the Lost Tribe series. And then, of course, Pennywise to the right from It 2. Here we have him next to some Hasbro figures. So to the left, we have Recondo from the G.I. Joe Classified series. And to the right, we have Zombie Captain America from the What If Watcher Build-A-Figure set. For pop culture purposes, we have him next to Mattel's WWE Shawn Michaels from the Legends series. And then Bret the Hitman Hart from Series 94, Elite Series 94. And last, but definitely not least, we have him next to McFarlane's Johnny Cage from the Mortal Kombat 11 series to the left, and Mafex's Psylocke to the right. And as you can see, man, this guy towers over everybody. Alrighty, so just to wrap things up, in conclusion, I do like this figure. I got hit with the nostalgic factor as soon as I saw it, so I definitely had to pick it up. And if you have that same kind of, if you feel like you'll fall into that same category, then I do recommend this figure for you. Whether you like the Rob Zombie movie or not, and you watch the old series, you're gonna like this figure. I mean, any questions in regards to the sculpting and the painting department, throw them out the window, because NECA definitely delivers. At the grand total price of $35, I'd say it's definitely worth it. Comes with minimal accessories, but some good ones nonetheless. Do I wish it would have came with different accessories? Yes, I actually would have liked if he came with his laughing head, because Herman Munster has been known for his monstrous laugh. So I wish he would have came with that. I would have probably paid, I think I would have paid another $5 for that, make it, you know, total of 40 bucks. But either way, I'm happy with the release. I'm excited to see the next two, the Count and Lily, drop, so that way I can scoop those up. And of course, once they do, I'll drop a video on those as well. But other than that, hopefully I was able to help you determine whether you want to cop or drop this bad boy. If I was, and just hit that like button for me real quick. If you like my content, why not think about subscribing, as I have tons of other videos on my channel, and I'm gonna consistently keep releasing content such as this one. And I want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think about this release in general? Do you feel like NECA did a great job with this release? Because it only released at Target's Haul-a-thon. I feel like maybe they were trying to tap into the waters to see how much people are interested in it. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel they handled the release of their Munsters line. Other than that, that's it from me. This is Pancho from Pancho's Palace, and I am out.